Welcome back to MogInfo, where we dive deep into the world's most incredible mysteries. Right now, as you're watching this video, there are creatures living on our planet that science still can't fully explain. Animals so bizarre, so enigmatic, that they challenge everything we think we know about life on Earth. From the deepest ocean trenches to remote mountain peaks, these beings have evolved in ways that seem almost alien. Today, we're counting down the 10 most mysterious animals that continue to baffle scientists and capture our imagination. But before we begin this incredible journey, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because you won't want to miss any of our mind-blowing content. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll question everything you thought you knew about the natural world. Number 10. The blobfish. In the crushing depths of the ocean, where pressure is over 100 times greater than at sea level, lives one of the most misunderstood creatures on Earth. The blobfish has been called the world's ugliest animal, but this reputation is entirely unfair. When you see those famous photos of the pink gelatinous blob, you're actually looking at a creature that's been brutally decompressed after being brought to the surface. In its natural habitat, too, below the ocean surface off the coasts of Australia and New Zealand, the blobfish looks completely different. The mystery lies in its incredible adaptation to extreme pressure. Its body is made almost entirely of a jelly-like substance that's slightly less dense than water, allowing it to float above the seafloor without expending energy to swim. But here's where it gets really fascinating. Scientists still don't fully understand how the blobfish's unique physiology works. How does it hunt? How does it reproduce? How does its gelatinous body maintain its shape and function in such extreme conditions? Recent studies have revealed that the blobfish doesn't have muscles like other fish, yet somehow it manages to survive and thrive in one of Earth's most hostile environments. The more researchers study this creature, the more questions arise about the fundamental nature of life in the deep sea. Number 9. The eye. Deep in the rainforests of Madagascar lives a creature so strange that local superstitions consider it an harbinger of death. The eye is the world's largest nocturnal primate, and it possesses one of the most bizarre feeding mechanisms in the animal kingdom. What makes this lemur so mysterious is its incredibly specialized middle finger, which is thin, skeletal, and can tap on tree bark up to 8 times per second. The eye uses this finger like a biological sonar system, listening for the subtle differences in sound that indicate hollow spaces where insect larvae might be hiding. But here's the mystery that has scientists scratching their heads. The eye can detect larvae through several inches of solid wood, and researchers still don't fully understand how their auditory system is sophisticated enough to process such minute sound variations. Even more puzzling is how they evolved this ability. The eye is the only primate known to use echolocation in this way, and genetic studies suggest this trait developed independently from similar abilities in other animals. Their large, constantly growing incisors, bat-like ears, and bushy tail that's larger than their body all contribute to their mysterious appearance. Madagascar's local folklore claims that if an eye points its skeletal finger at you, you're doomed to die, which has unfortunately led to their persecution. Scientists are racing to understand these creatures before they disappear forever, but every study reveals new mysteries about their behavior, communication, and incredible sensory abilities. Number 8. The platypus. When European scientists first encountered the platypus they thought it was an elaborate hoax. Someone had surely sewn a duck's bill onto a beaver's body. But the platypus is very real, and it remains one of nature's most confounding creations. This Australian mammal breaks almost every rule of mammalian biology. It lays eggs instead of giving birth to live young, making it one of only 2 egg-laying mammals on Earth. It has a leathery bill packed with nerve endings, more than a human has in their entire body, allowing it to detect the electrical fields generated by other animals' muscle contractions underwater. But perhaps the most mysterious aspect of the platypus is its venom. The males possess venomous spurs on their hind legs that can inject a toxin powerful enough to kill a dog and cause excruciating pain in humans that can last for weeks. What's truly baffling is that this venom appears to serve no defensive purpose, as platypuses are rarely threatened by predators large enough to warrant such an extreme response. Scientists believe the venom may play a role in mating competition, but the exact mechanism remains unclear. Recent genetic studies have revealed that the platypus genome is equally mysterious, containing a bizarre mix of genes typically found in mammals, birds, and reptiles. This genetic patchwork suggests the platypus represents an evolutionary path that diverged from other mammals over 160 million years ago, making it a living window into prehistoric life that continues to challenge our understanding of evolution itself. Number 7. The Goblin Shark. In the darkest depths of the ocean swims a creature so alien-looking that it seems to have swum straight out of a prehistoric nightmare. The goblin shark is often called a living fossil, and for good reason. It's the sole surviving member of a family of sharks that dominated the oceans 125 million years ago. What makes this shark truly mysterious is its incredible jaw mechanism. Unlike any other shark, the goblin shark can shoot its jaws forward at lightning speed, extending them up to 3 inches beyond their normal position to snatch unsuspecting prey. This jaw projection happens so fast that high-speed cameras can barely capture it. But here's what scientists find most puzzling. How does a creature that lives at depths of up to where food is incredibly scarce maintain enough energy to power such an explosive feeding mechanism? The goblin shark's metabolism remains a complete mystery. They've been observed moving very slowly, almost lethargically, which suggests they conserve energy like many deep-sea creatures. Yet when it's time to feed, they can unleash this incredible burst of speed and power. Their pink coloration isn't actually natural pigmentation, but rather the result of their blood showing through their translucent skin. Scientists have found goblin sharks in oceans around the world, from Japan to Australia to the Gulf of Mexico, but sightings are so rare that researchers still don't understand their migration patterns, mating behaviors, or population numbers. Every goblin shark encounter raises more questions than answers about how these ancient predators have survived unchanged for millions of years in Earth's most extreme environment. Number 6. The pangolin. Covered head to toe in scales that look more like medieval armor than animal skin. The pangolin is the world's only scaly mammal and one of its most trafficked animals. These mysterious creatures have evolved an incredibly specialized lifestyle that centers around eating ants and termites, consuming up to 70 million insects per year. But what makes pangolins truly mysterious isn't just their appearance, it's their bizarre anatomy and behavior. They have no teeth, yet they can break into termite mounds that are harder than concrete using their powerful claws. Inside their stomachs, they carry small stones and sand that help grind up their insect prey, essentially using their stomachs as internal mills. When threatened, pangolins curl into a perfect ball, with their razor-sharp scales facing outward. These scales are made of keratin, the same material as human fingernails, but they're arranged in a way that makes them nearly impenetrable to predators. What baffles scientists is how pangolins navigate and hunt in complete darkness. They have poor eyesight and hearing, yet they can locate termite colonies with incredible precision. Recent research suggests they may use their incredibly sensitive sense of smell and possibly even detect vibrations through their claws, but the exact mechanisms remain unclear. Perhaps most mysteriously, baby pangolins ride on their mother's tails and can curl up inside their mother's protective ball, creating a nearly perfect defense system. Despite millions of years of evolution, scientists are still discovering new species of pangolins, with the most recent discovery happening in 2019, proving that these armored mammals still hold many secrets. Number 5. The vampire squid. Despite its terrifying name, the vampire squid doesn't suck blood, but it might be even more fascinating than any fictional vampire. Living in the oxygen minimum zones of the deep ocean, where oxygen levels are so low that most creatures cannot survive, this cephalopod has evolved abilities that seem to defy the laws of biology. The vampire squid can literally turn itself inside out when threatened, transforming from a typical squid shape into a spiky, unrecognizable mass covered in protective spines. But this shape-shifting ability is just the beginning of its mysteries. The vampire squid possesses the largest eyes relative to body size of any animal on Earth, allowing it to detect the faintest traces of bioluminescence in the absolute darkness of the deep sea. What's truly mind-bending is its feeding strategy. Unlike other squid that are active predators, the vampire squid feeds on marine snow, tiny particles of organic matter that drift down from the surface ocean. It uses special filaments to collect this debris, a feeding method so unique that scientists had to create an entirely new category to classify it. The vampire squid can also produce its own light through bioluminescence, ejecting clouds of glowing mucus instead of ink to confuse predators. Recent studies have revealed that these creatures can live for decades in conditions that would kill most marine life within minutes. They can slow their metabolism to almost nothing and survive on incredibly small amounts of food, essentially entering a state that's somewhere between life and suspended animation. Scientists are still trying to understand how the vampire squid's unique biology allows it to thrive in what might be the most extreme environment on our planet. Number 4. The Olm. In the complete darkness of underwater caves in southeastern Europe lives a creature that challenges everything we know about aging, healing, and survival. The Olm is a blind, pale salamander that can live for over 100 years without eating a single meal. This extraordinary creature has adapted to cave life so completely that it has lost its eyesight entirely, its eyes literally shrinking away to nothing and being covered by skin. But losing sight was just the beginning of its incredible adaptations. The Olm has developed the ability to sense electrical fields, allowing it to hunt in absolute darkness by detecting the bioelectrical signals of its prey. What makes the Olm truly mysterious is its incredible regenerative abilities and resistance to aging. These creatures can regrow entire limbs, and scientists have observed Olms that appear to have stopped aging altogether after reaching maturity. In laboratory studies, Olms have survived without food for over 10 years, slowing their metabolism to such an extent that they barely seem alive. They can also survive without oxygen for hours, making them incredibly resilient to the harsh conditions of their cave environment. Recent genetic research has revealed that Olms have an enormous genome, 3 times larger than humans, packed with genes that seem to be responsible for their incredible longevity and healing abilities. Scientists are studying Olms intensively because understanding their biology could unlock secrets about human aging and regenerative medicine. But every study reveals new mysteries about how these ghostly creatures have evolved to live such impossibly long lives in one of Earth's most challenging environments. Number 3. The leafy sea dragon. Floating through the coastal waters of southern Australia like a living piece of seaweed is one of the most perfectly camouflaged creatures on Earth. The leafy sea dragon has evolved camouflage so sophisticated that it's nearly impossible to spot even when you're looking directly at it. Its body is covered in elaborate skin flaps that perfectly mimic floating kelp, complete with realistic coloration and movement that sways naturally with ocean currents. But the leafy sea dragon's camouflage is just one part of its mystery. Unlike their seahorse relatives, leafy sea dragons cannot curl their tails or grasp objects. They must rely entirely on their camouflage and their ability to move like drifting vegetation. What's truly puzzling is how they manage to hunt successfully while maintaining perfect camouflage. They feed on tiny mysid shrimp and other small crustaceans, but capturing prey requires precise movements that should break their disguise. Scientists have discovered that leafy sea dragons can move individual body parts while keeping the rest of their body perfectly still, essentially hunting with surgical precision while maintaining their seaweed illusion. Even more mysterious is their reproduction. Like seahorses, it's the males that carry and care for the eggs, but unlike seahorses, male leafy sea dragons don't have pouches. Instead, they carry up to 300 bright pink eggs attached directly to their tail for about 8 weeks. How they manage to care for eggs while maintaining their camouflage, and how the bright pink eggs don't compromise their disguise, remains largely unexplained. Recent studies have shown that each leafy sea dragon's camouflage pattern is completely unique, like a fingerprint, and they can actually change their coloration slightly based on their surroundings, an ability that scientists are still trying to understand. Number 2. The blobfish's ocean neighbor, the Dumbo octopus. In the deepest parts of our oceans, deeper than Mount Everest is tall, lives the most adorable yet mysterious cephalopod on Earth. The Dumbo octopus gets its name from its distinctive ear-like fins that resemble Disney's famous elephant. But there's nothing cartoonish about this creature's incredible adaptations to life in the abyss. Living at depths of up to Dumbo octopuses have evolved to survive in crushing pressure, near freezing temperatures, and complete darkness. What makes them truly mysterious is how they've managed to thrive in conditions that would instantly kill most surface creatures. Their bodies are almost entirely translucent, and they can change color instantly, despite living in an environment with no light. Scientists believe this color-changing ability might be used for communication with other Dumbo octopuses, but how they signal each other in absolute darkness remains unclear. The Dumbo octopus's reproductive cycle is particularly puzzling. Unlike shallow water octopuses that die shortly after reproducing, Dumbo octopuses can reproduce multiple times throughout their lives, which can span several years. Females can store sperm from multiple males and choose when to fertilize their eggs, giving them remarkable control over their reproduction in an environment where finding mates is incredibly rare. Perhaps most mysteriously, Dumbo octopuses have been observed exhibiting complex behaviors that suggest intelligence and problem-solving abilities, despite having brains that are proportionally smaller than their shallow water relatives. Recent deep-sea footage has captured Dumbo octopuses appearing to play, explore their environment with curiosity, and even interact with deep-sea vehicles in ways that suggest they're capable of recognizing and responding to novel objects. How such sophisticated behavior evolved in the deep ocean's food-scarce environment continues to puzzle marine biologists. Number 1. The tardigrade. Meet the most indestructible creature on Earth, an animal so resilient that it can survive in the vacuum of space, withstand radiation times stronger than what would kill humans, and live for decades without water. The tardigrade, also known as the water bear or moss piglet, is microscopic, measuring less than half a millimeter long, but it possesses superpowers that would make any superhero jealous. These 8-legged microanimals can enter a state called cryptobiosis, where they essentially pause their biological processes and become nearly indestructible. In this state, they can survive temperatures ranging from near absolute zero to over 300 degrees Fahrenheit, pressure 6 times greater than what exists in the deepest ocean trenches, and radiation levels that would sterilize most life forms. What makes tardigrades truly mysterious is how they accomplish these seemingly impossible feats. When faced with extreme conditions, tardigrades curl into a barrel shape called a tun and produce special proteins that protect their DNA from damage. But recent research has revealed something even more extraordinary. Tardigrades can actually incorporate foreign DNA into their own genome, borrowing genetic material from bacteria, plants, and other organisms to enhance their survival abilities. This horizontal gene transfer was thought to be impossible in complex animals, yet tardigrades do it routinely. Scientists estimate that up to 17% of a tardigrade's genome comes from other organisms, making them living genetic libraries of survival strategies. Perhaps most mysteriously, tardigrades have been found everywhere on Earth, from the highest mountains to the deepest seas, from tropical rainforests to Antarctic ice. They've survived all 5 mass extinction events in Earth's history, including the asteroid impact that killed the dinosaurs. Recent experiments have even shown that tardigrades can survive in space, making them the first animals known to withstand the harsh conditions of the cosmos. Despite decades of research, scientists still don't fully understand how tardigrades evolve their incredible abilities, how they reproduce in extreme conditions, or why they develop such extraordinary resilience when most of their lives are spent in relatively benign environments like moss and soil. And there you have it, the 10 most mysterious animals that continue to challenge our understanding of life on Earth. From the crushing depths of the ocean to the microscopic world around us, these incredible creatures prove that our planet still holds countless secrets waiting to be discovered. Each of these animals has evolved unique solutions to survive in their environments, developing abilities that seem almost supernatural. The more we study them, the more we realize how much we still don't know about the natural world. These mysteries remind us that Earth is still a planet of wonders, full of creatures whose very existence challenges the boundaries of what we think is possible. Which of these mysterious animals fascinated you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Mog Info for more incredible content about our world's most amazing mysteries. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember that the natural world will never stop surprising us.